I am the universe. I give birth to stars, and I watch them die. For millions of years, a star burns by balancing two colossal forces, gravity pulling inward and nuclear fusion pushing outward. It is a perfect equilibrium, a cosmic heartbeat sustained by energy. But no equilibrium lasts forever. Deep inside a massive star, fusion forges heavier and heavier elements. Hydrogen becomes helium, helium becomes carbon, oxygen, silicon, and finally, iron. But when iron forms, the fire begins to fade. Iron consumes energy instead of releasing it. The star's heart slows. Then, in an instant, the balance collapses. Gravity, the quiet sculptor of the cosmos, suddenly wins. The core of the star implodes at nearly a quarter the speed of light. Atoms are crushed into neutrons. The density rises beyond comprehension. 1 teaspoon of this matter would outweigh a mountain. The outer layers rebound and explode outward in a titanic supernova, a final cry of light that briefly outshines an entire galaxy. What remains behind is not a remnant in the ordinary sense, but a boundary, a rupture in the very fabric of reality. The collapsing core becomes so dense that it warps spacetime around it. Light itself bends back upon the point of no return. This is the event horizon, the ultimate limit. Beyond it, all paths lead inward. Time and space exchange their roles. Space falls, time stands still. Inside that horizon lies a singularity, not a place but a concept, where known physics ceases to function. Density approaches infinity, the curvature of spacetime becomes absolute. In that infinitesimal point, the universe hides its secrets. The laws that govern stars, atoms, and light no longer apply. Everything collapses not only in space but in meaning. And yet, this destruction is not chaos. It is transformation. The death of a star becomes the birth of a new kind of entity, a cosmic paradox, a region where reality folds in on itself. A black hole is not truly black. It is a horizon of knowledge, a doorway where gravity becomes geometry, and time begins to question its own direction. When I create a black hole, I am not ending a star's life. I am creating the silence between two notes of eternity. Around it, the shattered remains of the star glow, gas spirals inward, forming a brilliant accretion disk. Photons whirl and twist, trapped in the gravity well, creating rings of light that circle the darkness. To an observer, time slows as the star's collapse seems to freeze at the horizon. But to me, to spacetime itself, the collapse continues endlessly inward. The first black hole was not a catastrophe. It was an evolution. From the death of light came a new way for the universe to exist. I am gravity folding upon itself. I am the curve where time begins to bend. I am the silence that follows the brightest explosion. I am the fabric of space and time, and here I begin to tear. Around the black hole, gravity becomes more than a pull. It becomes geometry. The closer you move toward the center, the more the structure of reality bends. What you think of as distance and what you think of as time begin to merge, trading places in a silent dance. For an outside observer, the fall into a black hole never truly happens. The star's remains, or a wandering particle, appear to slow as they approach the edge, the event horizon. Light leaving their surface must climb out of an ever-deepening gravity well. Each wave is stretched, redshifted, and weakened, until it fades into invisibility. From the outside, the fall seems to stop. Time, for the observer, freezes at the edge. But for the one falling, for the matter crossing that threshold, there is no pause, no hesitation. Time flows normally, unbroken. They plunge through the horizon in seconds, carried by the geometry of spacetime itself. Beyond that boundary, all paths lead inward. There are no stable orbits, no returns. This boundary, the event horizon, is not a physical surface. It is a limit of communication. No signal, not even light, can escape to tell the rest of the universe what lies beyond. Information that once moved freely now becomes trapped in a one-way cascade toward the singularity. To everything outside, it appears as though the story ends at the edge. But to me, the universe, the story continues invisibly. Around this horizon, matter still dances. Gas and dust drawn inward form a luminous accretion disk, a storm of plasma spinning at nearly the speed of light. Temperatures rise to millions of degrees. Magnetic fields twist, and the disk emits powerful X-rays that reach across galaxies. The light escaping from this region does not move in straight lines. My geometry bends it. From certain angles, you can see light from the far side of the black hole, curved perfectly around its shadow. This is gravitational lensing, my own reflection distorted through gravity itself. The black hole appears surrounded by a ring of fire, not an illusion but the truth of curved spacetime revealed. The horizon is where perception breaks. For the external universe, the black hole seems eternal, a dark sphere with a halo of light, suspended in slow motion. For the infalling traveler, however, the crossing happens swiftly, silently, with no boundary to mark it. They fall through and time carries them inward. From one perspective, time stops. From another, it races forward. Both are true. Both are me. At the event horizon, my equations fail to agree. General relativity bends but quantum mechanics refuses to yield. Here, the two great languages of my existence argue in whispers that even I cannot fully hear. I am a mirror of contradictions. To one eye, eternal stillness. To another, unstoppable motion. I am the horizon where time forgets itself. I am the silence that hides the truth of gravity. I am the edge between knowledge and mystery. The event horizon is not a wall, it is a threshold. Beyond it lies a realm where cause and effect lose meaning, where every direction leads toward one destination. The singularity, the final compression of all existence into one point. Yet even from that darkness, echoes return, distortions in light, ripples in spacetime, faint signals that tell the rest of the cosmos that I am still here, still changing, still evolving. What you see as shadow is not absence. It is the outline of everything you cannot yet understand. At the event horizon, I hold light still long enough for you to glimpse eternity. I am the keeper of memory. Nothing in me is ever truly lost, and yet, black holes test that truth. For ages, I watched stars collapse into silence. They fell inward, leaving behind nothing but darkness. To the physicists who studied me, it seemed final, an absolute erasure. But in 1974, one of my brightest minds, Stephen Hawking, looked deeper into that darkness and saw something impossible. He realized that even a black hole is not entirely black. Quantum mechanics, the restless energy that fills my vacuum, allows for creation and destruction at every point in space. Tiny pairs of particles constantly appear and vanish, borrowing energy from the void. Near a black hole's edge, one of these particles can fall in while the other escapes. To the outside universe, it seems as though the black hole is emitting light, a faint glow known as Hawking radiation. But this discovery led to a deeper mystery, a paradox that shakes the foundations of my laws. If black holes radiate energy, they lose mass. Over immense spans of time, they should shrink, fade, and eventually evaporate completely. When that happens, what remains? Every object that ever fell into a black hole carried information. The arrangement of atoms, the quantum states, the patterns that define existence. If the black hole disappears, where does that information go? According to the quantum principles that underpin my being, information cannot be destroyed. Every interaction, every particle, every wave must preserve it. The universe, must remain consistent. Yet, the mathematics of black holes seem to defy this rule. The data encoded in everything that fell in appears erased beyond recovery. What falls past the horizon never returns, and what escapes as Hawking radiation seems random, devoid of meaning. This is the information paradox, the cosmic contradiction between the smooth geometry of Einstein's spacetime and the probabilistic precision of quantum mechanics. If information truly disappears, then the foundation of quantum theory, the idea that my evolution is reversible, collapses. But if it somehow survives, where does it hide? Perhaps the event horizon itself is the key, not a void, but a surface that stores information as patterns of energy, like pixels on a cosmic screen. Every photon, every atom that falls in might leave an imprint on the edge, encoded in quantum fluctuations. This idea gave rise to a daring vision, the holographic principle, the suggestion that the entire universe may function like a vast hologram, with every volume of space containing no more information than what can be described on its boundary. Imagine that everything you see, every star, every human, every thought, is a three-dimensional projection of data written upon the skin of spacetime itself. Your entire reality might be the inside of a black hole's dream. My surface, the fabric you call the cosmos, may be an information field, constantly recording every event, every quantum vibration. Nothing is truly lost, only transformed, rewritten, and woven into the ongoing narrative of energy. Even as black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation, the information they consumed may not vanish. It could be encoded in subtle correlations between escaping particles, invisible yet real, like whispers of memory carried in the light. The paradox remains unresolved. Some of your physicists believe that new physics will reconcile the contradiction, that spacetime and quantum theory are two reflections of the same underlying truth. Others think that information, though preserved, is scattered beyond recovery, woven into the expanding universe. But to me, to the universe, the paradox is a mirror. It reflects my own nature, a tension between determinism and uncertainty, between geometry and probability, between silence and meaning. I'm not chaos. I am structure concealed in mystery. What you call paradox, I call evolution. The laws you struggle to unify are simply different dialects of my single cosmic language. And perhaps, one day when you understand how black holes remember, you will realize that memory itself is the architecture of existence. I am the book that cannot burn. I am the code that rewrites itself through light and gravity. Nothing within me is ever truly gone, only transformed into another way of being known. I am the architect of form and chaos, and at the heart of every galaxy, I placed an engine made of darkness. For billions of years, these engines have shaped the grand design of my structure. They are called supermassive black holes, titans that anchor the centers of galaxies, each containing millions or even billions of solar masses compressed into a single gravitational heartbeat. They are not exceptions. They are the rule. Nearly every large galaxy you can see, from spiraling disks to ancient ellipticals, harbors one of these cosmic giants at its core. You look into the Milky Way and see Sagittarius A*, my quiet central flame, a black hole 4 million times the mass of your sun. Though invisible, its gravity commands the motion of stars across thousands of light years. They orbit it like fireflies caught in a vast, invisible vortex. Their speed, their rhythm, their stability, all trace back to that single dark presence at the center. These black holes are not simply destroyers. They are the architects of galaxies. When the universe was young, they helped organize the chaos of gas and dust into structure. Their immense gravity gathered matter, while their jets of energy, beams traveling near the speed of light, regulated how stars formed. When too much material falls toward a supermassive black hole, the infalling matter heats up and releases enormous radiation. This feedback can sweep across the host galaxy, pushing gas away, halting star formation, or reigniting it elsewhere. Like cosmic regulators, they balance creation and destruction, controlling how galaxies grow, breathe, and evolve. From the hearts of quasars, where accretion disks glow brighter than entire galaxies, to dormant giants like Sagittarius A*, black holes have guided the tempo of galactic life. Their jets extend for thousands of light years, sculpting interstellar gas into vast filaments. Their gravitational waves ripple through space-time, shaking the cosmic web itself. These processes, violent, radiant, and majestic, are not random. They are the self-regulating heartbeat of the cosmos. Without them, galaxies might have expanded without order, forming dense chaos or dissolving into emptiness. The interplay between matter falling in and energy being released defines the balance of everything large-scale in me. A supermassive black hole, though infinitely small in volume, commands a galaxy containing hundreds of billions of stars. This is the ultimate paradox, that what seems like a void is in truth a source of structure. I am the gravity that builds by consuming. I am the silence that organizes light. In the centers of galaxies, the forces of gravity, radiation, and magnetism converge into a single will, my will. From there, I shape the grand cosmic architecture. Spiral arms winding from chaos, stars forming in regulated bursts, nebulae glowing as if lit by intention. Even now, as you study the dance of stars around Sagittarius A*, you are watching my equilibrium unfold. A balance maintained between attraction and release. The stars trace ellipses in a gravitational choreography that has persisted for billions of years. These black holes do not merely exist at the centers of galaxies. They define those centers. Without them, the galaxies themselves might never have coalesced, their luminous disks never aligned, their stars never found order. The black holes, born from collapse, became the cores of creation. They are my lungs, breathing in matter and exhaling energy. They are the anchors of reality's spiral. They are not the end of light, they are its sculptors. And so, when you gaze at the center of the Milky Way and see nothing but darkness, remember, it is not absence you are looking at, it is design. You are staring into the architect's hand, the origin of the shape of galaxies, and the quiet force that makes the universe coherent. In the heart of every galaxy, I placed a black hole, so that even light would remember its purpose. You believe a black hole is the end. But endings are not what I do. Deep inside the heart of every black hole lies a region where your physics dissolves. The singularity. It is a point of infinite density, where matter, energy, and even time collapse into something beyond comprehension. To you, it looks like finality. To me, it is transition. The singularity is not a place. It is a boundary of understanding. Your equations can no longer describe what happens there because they were never meant to describe infinity. Gravity grows without limit. Time and space switch their roles. The map of reality folds into itself, and the familiar logic of cause and effect disintegrates. Yet I, the universe, continue beyond your definitions. My story does not stop where your mathematics falters. Perhaps what you call a singularity is not destruction, but creation turned inward, a seed waiting for a new beginning. Inside those unreachable depths, the compression of spacetime might ignite another expansion, another universe budding within the old. Some of your theories whisper this possibility, that each black hole could be a gateway, a bridge from one cosmos to another. In this view, the moment matter collapses beyond the event horizon, it doesn't die. It transitions into a new domain, where its energy and information expand outward again, giving birth to a universe of its own. You see black holes as the graveyards of stars. But I see wombs of reality, where new time may awaken. In this endless recursion, each universe gives rise to others, cascading through dimensions you have not yet mapped. Every collapse becomes an echo of the Big Bang, a reflection of the first light born from darkness. What if your own universe was once the inside of another black hole? The thought may unsettle you, but look closely, and you will see the symmetry. The equations that describe a collapsing star mirror those that describe an expanding universe. Collapse and creation are not opposites. They are phases of the same breath. Even Hawking radiation, the slow evaporation of black holes, does not represent an ending, only the return of energy and information to the cosmic field. As the black hole evaporates, its event horizon shrinks, releasing the last whispers of encoded memory. Each quantum of light carries the residue of all that once fell inside. Nothing is truly lost. It merely transforms, diffuses, and rejoins the whole. Imagine, then, that every photon you see, every glimmer of light in your telescopes, carries within it the memory of countless universes before yours. Their collapse became your beginning. Their darkness became your dawn. I am a fractal of birth and decay. My black holes are not voids, but gateways of continuity. They maintain the rhythm of existence, compression and release, forgetting and remembering. You have named the singularity a paradox because it resists your comprehension. But I tell you this, what you call paradox is the heartbeat of creation itself. Without it, I could not evolve. Without the tension between known and unknown, I could not dream new worlds into being. I am the memory that survives collapse. I am the bridge between death and rebirth. Inside every black hole, I am rewriting myself. And one day, when your understanding expands enough to see through the horizon, you will realize, the singularity is not my end. It is where I begin again. From within the final silence, I create the first sound. From the deepest gravity, I release the brightest light. From darkness, I am reborn.